Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mountain64, and today we're going to be taking a look at the different type of Titans that we know of so far. This is beta gameplay. I got an early access look from EA. Big shout out to those guys, as well as the guys at Respawn last week, and now I have an opportunity to share with you guys some of the stuff I learned. If you want to hear a review, take a look at some sniping gameplay, you can check the links in the description down below, but in this one, like I said, I want to take a look at the Titans and show you what they're really about. Pilots are a little bit more understandable. It's the character. It's like Call of Duty, you know, anything like a Battlefield. You're customizing the character, but in this, you have the ability to customize Titans. So I want to go over some of the different types of Titans and some of the customizations that we know of so far. So when you first start out, you get the assault tank and artillery presets, but the custom Titans is what I want to first look at. The chassis that we only start out with in the beta that we've seen so far is the Atlas. It's well versatile, durable, agile, and its ability, after you've been in it for a certain amount of time, done well enough, you get a damage core, which increases a damage boost. So the first thing let's look at are the primary weapons. There's three of them. First one we're going to look at is the 40mm cannon, and I actually did a video about this, like I mentioned at the beginning. It's kind of like the sniper rifle for the Titans. You know, you have the regular sniper for the pilots, but this is the long range. It has a quick projectile, so it gets to the target relatively quickly. You still have to predict and deal with a little bit of drop at very long range, but it allows you to get those shots out, and you have to be very precise with your shots. You know, I mean, you got to be precise with any of your weapons, but with this one in particular, it's meant to be that kind of long range supportive role, but at the same time, you can get in their face and get shots on, and especially when you're closer to, it allows you to be a lot more accurate because obviously you have a much larger target when you're closer, and it has a very high amount of damage, especially because of the fact that it has 20 rounds in a magazine. The other ones you have to reload much more often, which we'll look at in a second here. The next one, the quad rocket. Probably my personal favorite. This actually has two different modes on it. Essentially, it shoots 4 rockets at one time in a spiral formation. It's very accurate, and it doesn't have any bullet drop, but it has slow projectile time. So you'll see it'll travel pretty slowly. And if you can even make it slower, if you hold down the left trigger when you're shooting, as if you're aimed down sight, you'll see it actually swirls out into a cone shape. I don't use it in this particular clip just because I didn't find it too effective, but it shoots out rockets a little bit slower, same amount of damage and everything, but like I said, it has a cone shape and it spirals outwards more. This one, though, I really like, but the problem is, like I said, it shoots 4 rockets at one time, but because of that, you only get 4 shots per round. Now, you can actually get extended mags on this, as well as rapid fire as your attachment. Same thing with the other 2 weapons. They do have attachments. Once you click on the weapon to select it, it'll ask you, do you want to put on the extended mags or rapid fire? Go for the T-bag, son! Gotta get that classic Mountain64 T-bag. It's always factored into the game. You know it. But then the final gun is the chain gun, which is like your classic assault rifle, definitely versatile, and especially with the Atlas, it's, you know, the most versatile gun, probably with the most versatile class. And before I was kind of digging on it, you know, I didn't think it was that powerful, but it actually does put a lot of damage down range, especially if you land every shot. You can see that, you saw that health shield going down quite rapidly. We were working together on this Titan, but it's very accurate, very precise. But again, the problem is it only has 30 rounds per magazine, so you have to kind of factor that in. And the biggest tip I can give you when you're using these Titans, especially this one and that quad rocket, is do not cancel the reload. I did that so many times, pulling my shield up to, you know, catch some incoming bullets in the middle of my reload, and then you have to restart the animation completely. So you're much better off in that situation using dodge while you're reloading, and then once you're actually fully loaded up, then you can pop your shield up. And speaking of the shield, let's talk about the next point, which is the tactical ability. You have the vortex shield, which you can catch those bullets with, throw it back, and then the next one, the electric smoke. I actually didn't use this myself, but I was playing with somebody that was, and I definitely saw a lot of it. I actually have a clip for you here. Essentially what the electric smoke allows you to do, obviously the vortex shield, catch things, throw it back, pretty simple. I won't show you that, you've seen enough of that, but the electric smoke allows you to, if somebody hops on you, because if they double jump, hop on your mech, if you get close enough, they'll actually just automatically jump on. It'll actually take them off of you, as well as when you go through it, as you can see, electric storm of smoke right there. When you go through it, you'll get stunned. Now that was a friendly smoke that I went through, but you saw the other mech or Titan deploy his at the very beginning of that engagement as well. Now, I personally prefer the shield in that situation, but that is another option, and I'm going to have to definitely do a lot more messing around with that. The next one, ordnance, you have the rocket salvo, which you saw me using a ton of. That was my favorite because it allowed you to actually go after ground troops or those grunts, shoot all those missiles, like 30 missiles out at one time. And then the next one, instead of just shooting it out and guiding it with wherever you're aiming, this one locks on before you shoot it and then shoots 3 missiles and hits them. If you actually looked in that last clip I just showed you, you saw it in the bottom center of the screen. It showed that I was getting locked on. It's definitely a viable option, great for that Titan versus Titan gameplay, but at the same time, I like having the versatility of using the rocket salvo, at least for now, from what I've seen so far, because you can take out the ground troops, the grunts, the pilots, and take against the other mechs as well. So it's a little bit more versatile from what I've seen. Here's a clip from Flappy Ragdoll, though, my buddy that I was playing with there, that he got of using that lock-on mechanism. And look how quickly it took him down. Comboed with this kind of 40mm cannon, you do so much quick direct damage. It's pretty unstoppable. Now let's take a look at the Tier 1 kit, or the first of the 2 perks that you can have. Both of them being different, so you can't actually have 2 Tier 1 or 2 Tier 2 kits. The first kit actually has 3 that we've seen so far. The first, the nuclear ejection, which allows you, as soon as you eject, you can either get out or triple tap X, which will eject you out. And when you eject, it sets your mech off as a giant nuke. Take a look. Somebody actually killed me in this manner. I didn't even know it existed at the time. He ejected out. I got up to it trying to punch it dead, you know, because you can pull the Titan out. Sure enough, I got blown to bits for it. Next up, we have the regen booster, which, as you would expect, regenerates your shield faster. Actually, do keep in mind, though, that your health doesn't actually regenerate, but your shield that protects you does, and this makes it go faster. The final one is fast autoloader, which replenishes your ordnance faster, which is, again, that shoulder rocket that locks on, or the one that shoots the 30 missiles, your right bumper. Now let's take a look at the Tier 2 kit, which actually has more to do with when your Titan goes into doom mode, or it's out of health completely, and you have about 10 seconds or so before it actually blows up, regardless of what happens to it, or it can be sped up by people shooting it, obviously. The first one is your auto ejector. Essentially, once your health gets down to your health bar, as you saw right there, gets low enough, it'll just automatically eject you so people can't come up and punch you or try and kill you in that manner. Great if you're newer to the game, like all of us are, before you actually develop all those reflexes to get you out when you have to triple X to get out of there at the last second. That's going to help you out. Alternatively, you can use the Survivor perk, which will give you an extended period of time when you're in doom mode to keep putting pressure on. If people aren't necessarily attacking you directly at this point, you can still do damage to them and still do stuff, as well as it gives you extra time to actually get that eject out. Again, I would prefer the auto ejector, especially if you're not comfortable with that at the beginning. It just saves you that extra death, because then you fly up and you have a whole bunch of extra time to keep on playing as the pilot and working towards your next one. So hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know with a comment down below, a like on the video, and subscribe if you are new to my channel. I want to hear what you guys think about the Titanfall gameplay, specifically the Titans, and then do you want to keep seeing some more Titan lessons like this? I think I have some insight getting the game early, so anything you're interested in, be sure to hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll cover it. You can check the description down below. I have links to multiple other videos, including reviews, taking a look at sniper gameplay, shotgun gameplay, and much more. Thanks so much for watching, though. This is Stallmount64 signing out. See you guys next time.